Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. Are we joined by Randy Swaim? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Awesome.
Did you just sit and hear the music?
Yeah, until just at the end of it, but yeah.
Oh,
cool.
okay. I'm sorry, but we are excited. We're here, joined live again. We're just doing some technical stuff, getting him on the phone, doing a little Zoom. If you're just on the podcast, you're like, what's happening? But we're here. We know we're a little late, but we're excited. We're back with the master in charge of our Marshall Goldsmith certified executive coach. And of course, the founder of Coaching for Relevance. That's coachingforrelevance.com, based out of, the Fort Worth, Dallas area, right? But he's worldwide. Yep. Oh my goodness, with his executive coaching, the PhD, the books, the movie, the YouTube channel. He has it all. Hi.
Well, hi. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Yes. Pleasure to see you here. Happy early holidays.
Yeah.
What are we going to discuss today, Randy?
Well, what I was gonna do today is last week when I was on with Steve, I brought out one basic little concept of leading your teams, particularly in rapidly changing environments. So what I'll probably do is remind people of what that was, because on this one, I want to bring forth a little bit of a deeper mindset that is very characteristic in a lot of societies in today's world. But leaders need to be aware of it, and they need to be aware of how they're not going to necessarily just do that. And so we'll that's kind of what I'm going to sort of focus on that today. So it's a pleasure being with you and all of that. And I always appreciate it.
Aw, ditto. Thank you so much. And always a pleasure having you here. This is exciting stuff. You're busy as always. Where are you in the world today?
This world, we're slowing down over at the airport a little bit because of the holidays. But the Hollywood movie documentary, they said, they're expecting that it's going to be complete by Christmas. So probably within the next few days, I'll get a copy of it. And then once I look at it and approve it, we sign the contract and it gets published on platforms and all that kind of stuff. And so, just a lot of good things like that are just neat for going forward and leaving an impact and all that, so yeah.
Oh, that's exciting stuff. I can't believe the holidays are here. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. Do you take a break at all for the holidays?
I do, because over at the airport, it slows down for about, typically from Christmas Eve till, January 2nd or 3rd kind of thing. And so taking a break this year, I'm not going to be traveling anywhere. I'm going to be being right here, visiting the non-biological great-grandkids and stuff, but also doing just a little bit of sort of administrative work over at the airport and everything to help out. But that's it. It's going to be a nice, relaxing time, nice resting time.
Oh, good. I know. I'm looking forward to it. A little R&R, but I'm still working through it all, and I got the kids home too, so that'll be extra fun. But it's always good, the holidays. But the coaching
cool.
Starts up, I'm sure, right away. But you're doing everything virtually. You're still able to contact your clients. I'm sure they still need you over the holidays, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes. In fact, tomorrow afternoon I'm getting together with one client and stuff and coaching some. And so there are things that people need to really bring to their understanding, and not just rote academic things, but real things that are realistic in their journey. And that's a key part of it.
Oh, and where are we taking the journey? You've helped so many along their journeys and your own journey. Who gave you your help? Who guided you? I mean, seriously.
I got to tell you, I will tell you this, that really in my life journey, when I look, and my autobiography talks about this, but suffice it to say, the short answer to that question is, and particularly when I was in the military, I served with some of the most incredible leaders that anybody can ever imagine. And I mentioned one of them was Richard B. Myers, who was a lieutenant colonel when I worked with him, but he became the four-star general. He was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff from about 2001 to 2005 or so. And but I learned so much about leadership from him. And I kind of mentioned that in my autobiography. And there's just a lot of stuff like that through my journey. There's not a lot of, just rote coaches that I've been connected with, but I've learned so much from being aware of the way people do things and the way that's right and the way that really brings results and growth and development and all that. And guess what? It was coaching styles. And so, yeah, been pretty amazing.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're honored to have you here and just want people to know how they contact you. Let me just repeat that, or you can tell us what are the best ways. Coachingforrelevance.com, and how else can they reach you and pick up a copy of the book and all that?
Yeah, if you go to my website, at the bottom of the homepage on the website, it has my email and my cell phone number. And as you know, you've heard me say this before, that I don't do cold sales pitches. I just build relationships. If somebody has a need, then yeah, we'll come up with something. But I just build relationships on that. And also, when you go to the homepage of my website, about 2 to 3 seconds after you're on that homepage, a banner of the autobiography comes up, and it's a picture of it and all that. And right under there, there's a link. And if you click on the link, it takes you right to Amazon, where you can purchase it if you wanted one.
Got it. Let me ask you now, how are you helping the younger generation out there? How have you seen this transition, how this change with leaders? I just, the new age, new generation, they're all over the technology. They're more into the AI. They're more into the less working, they want to work at home. Are you training some youngins as well and trying to give some old instinct and old, I just feel the way of the world is a little different now. How are the new upcoming leaders I want to hear.
And I will tell you, and I will tell you, that is one of the biggest challenges that exists in our societies today. And in fact, when you look at how a lot of even adult people are not leading well, not truly leading, you realize that that's because of the way they were developed as they were growing up. And there were things that were missing very often. And one of the things that I do with the kids, and I do speak to youth. In fact, one of the things that I've been doing for about the last 15 years, I'm partnered together with a chemistry teacher over at Trinity Trojan Talk at Trinity High School here in the area. And about once a month or so, I go over and basically I speak to her class, for about an hour. And things like that. And so, and I bring up, kind of leadership and visionary aspects about it, which is a lot different. And you're right. A lot of people are different. But in fact, one of the things I was going to bring today is this aspect of true leadership. And I'll just mention it very quickly because this is very aligned with what you're talking about. Last week, I mentioned, and the people that watched it last week probably remember this basically, but I mentioned this aspect about your team when you're kind of leading them. Each person on your team is very different. And guess what? A couple of people may have insights or some awareness of factors that are coming on scene that nobody else does. And how do they really generate that in synergy with the team? And how are you aware of that? Because here's the thing. If they try to come in and point fingers and tell everybody, well, you just got to do it this way because this is coming on, that's not leadership, and it's not really generating success. And so the bottom line is, when you talk about this sort of control aspect of that versus just knowing it, not doing anything, that can be kind of an uncommon, kind of range in between there. And on the given situation, where is it, realistic for you to really lead them in such a way? And a lot of times by asking the questions that get them sort of processing, looking at neuroscience, processing the factors and the relationship and the activity of them and things of that nature can be huge. But one of the things, and this goes to the heart of what you just brought up, and you have my compliments on that awareness, because one of the things that you see a lot of difference in a lot of people that are sort of a younger age, not just youth, but they're out working and all that kind of stuff. But you look at a lot of people in the slightly younger generations out there, and they have a very different reaction to that that others didn't have. And it's a reaction that doesn't fully understand real leadership. And part of it is because you get a lot of people that in today's world, when they come up and they got into certain situations, their mindset and their vision and their strategy is not to generate the processing ability and the uncovering of shadows and things like that in their people, to get their people to really see the potential and see how we do it and all that kind of stuff. But what they do is and you've probably seen this in some people too. You see this a lot in today's world where people just kind of try to, make you just want to shut up and just depend on what they're saying, even though there's factors that you may not be aware of. People want to. It's sort of a control freak aspect of it, where people just kind of say, "Hey, you know what? This is the truth." Well, guess what? There's probably 7 other parts of that truth that you're not talking about and that you're trying to shut down because you want people to just go with what you're telling them. And that's one thing that true leaders understand very differently. That's not how you really generate radical results. When you have people that come up with different insights and different aspects of it, amazing things can happen if you really help them sense the oneness and the synergy between all of that. But as you were implying, so often today, people were grown up to just sit at home and do this, and that's it. And they shut their brain off. And the idea is, well, I know this, 0.08% of this situation. And so, we just got to do this. Well, guess what? The rest of it doesn't matter because I'm just trying to get people to just capitulate to me and what I think on it. And there are a lot of cases out there where you can see that happening. And you can see that across societies and different areas in today's world. And in fact, you can see some results of that are kind of not good, but also very bad. And a lot of people just say, well, it should have been like this. It wasn't. And so when you're talking about this aspect of leading, and what you said is kind of a hint, you got to realize, and one of the things that I've done with my non-biological great grandkids, and one of the things that I do with a school over there, it comes out that I get them thinking about things, and most of them respond well. And so, when you're leading your teams and all that, that's something you want to be thinking about.
Well, as a natural born leader and, as a hard worker, teaching so many in all different fields and businesses, right? Let's get that out there. You working with corporations, you're working with people, CEOs, entrepreneurs, but in every type of genre and field, right? Let's be honest. You're not just pilots, not just, right?
That's right. And that's a key aspect of it. And I know we're getting close on time and everything, but also the battery and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is, true leaders understand that because, when you look at combat and military leaders, when they've got to lead people, their soldiers going into combat or whatever, they have to be aware of a lot, but they also have to be aware of almost in a sense of real getting to the results. To what extent do they really have to focus here or there, or kind of how do you get your awareness up there and situational awareness? So this whole thing relates to that situational awareness situation. And if you get people that are just, as you said, just at home going like this, and that's all they're used to, or people that just give you a simple answer, and I just want you to just accept what I said and don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need to discuss it anymore or anything like that. If that's the mindset, guess what? Bad things happen, and you're not getting the job done, and you're not developing the true potential in your team. And so it's very, very key on that. No two ways about it.
Well, thank you for that. And we have 5 more minutes left. We still got some more time, Randy. What else do you want to say to us before the holidays?
The big thing that I'll just say on the holidays is simply this, that I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. And it's one thing to enjoy the holidays, But as you step forward in the new year, what's your vision for what you want to develop and become in 2025? And when you get a vision of that, what do you need to do different? What are some of the factors that you need to be very, open on? And that's just something to think about.
Wow. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you do that or no?
Basically, I ask questions that get people to do it for their sake. I do it for some of my family members and all that. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And it's not just celebrating the new year, but it's catching the real vision of how you want to become even better. Take all that you are to the next step, whatever level that is. And that's a key aspect about it.
Oh my goodness. Well, you as a leader, I just, I love hearing, stories. Could you share with us an example of someone that I'm sure you're friends with everyone that you've worked with? And I've heard some great, testimonials about you and your work. And you Google you got plenty of great reviews out there. Tell us about someone in particular that you've been working with over the years and the type of relationships that you developed with them and how you've helped them grow personally, corporately, business-wise. Would love to hear a story.
Yeah, well, I think I don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but one guy is a fellow that I worked with for about 20 years.
Okay.
His name was Jim Bloomberg. He passed away from some cancer and everything about a couple of months ago. But here and on my Hollywood documentary, I don't know if they're including this part of it in the story there, but on the intro to it, he was one person that they interviewed, and some of the things that he talked about, what he learned from me and everything was huge. And so it's just, but another one is my non-biological great granddaughter and grandson, and going through some of their early struggles in their life. The granddaughter's 14, the grandson's 11. And, with some of their struggles in family early on, and seeing where they are now, it's kind of wild. It's kind of amazing. So it's just, you can make a difference, but guess what? It's not just rote academic, and it's not just getting people to capitulate to you. It's really generating their processing ability and their awareness and how they grow that and things of that nature. So there's a lot of aspects about that. And that's very aligned with kind of what we talked about today, but also what we talked about last week as well. It's a key thing that people and parents need to be aware of. Youth leaders need to be aware of. A lot of times it's just in the question that you ask that get them thinking and processing. And that's huge. But you know what? That's true leadership. That's a coaching facilitative style.
Got it. Well, let's remind everyone how we can reach out to you and where are you going to be for the holidays? Just curious.
I'm going to be right here in Dallas.
Is it in Dallas? Okay. Yep. Okay, good.
Yep. And but again, go to my website. On the homepage at the bottom of it, it shows my email and my cell phone. And if you do call my cell phone and I don't recognize the number, I don't answer it. Usually I let it go to voicemail. And so if you do call, leave a voicemail on who you are and stuff, and I'll definitely call you back.
All right. Thank you so much, Randy. Pleasure having you here. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everyone out there. And thank you for being here. I'm glad we got started on the iPhone so we can use it again next time, right? Is that the plan, or did you have a problem with the computer? I didn't even ask.
Well, the computer, there was a scammer that connected with my computer. And so, hopefully, and I got the expert over here trying to fix that right now.
Oh my gosh.
And if he can fix it, then we'll be on our normal Zoom next week. But otherwise, this will be our option.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much, Randy. Have a fantastic day. We'll talk again next week. Enjoy. Bye, honey.
Hello, I'm Randy Swaim. I'm a Marshall Goldsmith certified executive coach and the founder for Coaching for Relevance. Our vision is to bring freedom to potential in all those across our path. And one of the things we really want to do, which is aligned with our aviation background, is to help teams and leaders break free of the gravitational forces that are holding them back and their success back, and help them soar to their altitudes. So that's our passion, and that's what we're all about.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.